Welcome back to another episode of Morbid Chronicles, or Why I Miss. This, I believe, is the first episode for 2025, and I chose to kind of um, take my time to do this specific episode because there's so many. There's two wonderful documentaries. There's a phenomenal book. There has been, so many, the uh, E True Hollywood Story, so countless stories from so many people, and like Chris Rock and Michael Rosenbaum and David Spade. So I was always, even hats off to his little tribute. So it took me a little while, and people don't know that Chris Farley, how much Chris Farley means to me. Being someone, you know, bigger, and always, there was just always something I always really loved about Farley. Um, and it's very odd to see parallels between me and Farley because he was always the person that always felt ugly. I always felt ugly. He was another one that always would say sorry for something he never did. I just kept on. It's just very, I was never, there's things, being caught in the wrong crowd, which I really want to know who the hell did, was those people, which we'll never know. But I've always found Chris Farley to be one of the, probably, if not the funniest out there. Just like what Michael Rosenbaum was saying, and I agree. It took me a while, it really gave me, those were like two of the hardest ones I wanted to do were John Candy and Chris Farley. Because you want to, it's hard to talk about someone that you can relate to and knowing they're no longer with us. Because I've always loved, I've always loved his stint in Saturday Night Live. I love Tommy Boy. In my opinion, I think Black Sheep was funnier. In my opinion, it's sad that he hated the movie. Siskel and Ebert was wrong, was really wrong about how they despised him. They were, you're doing this about, it's just ridiculous. Beverly Hills Ninja was one that I was never into, but I did thought, you know, his chemistry with Chris Rock was funny. Almost Heroes, it's sad that he, that was kind of that, and Dirty Work were his final two. I always thought, I would have loved to see the Fatty Arbuckle biopic. I always wanted to see him do a dramatic kind of piece like what we see with Steve Carell and what Robin Williams was doing. I wish we could have seen that with Farley. We kind of did in Tommy Boy with the boat scene. I would have loved to see him in Shrek. I would have loved to see him in doing Kevin James's character in I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry and Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. I would have loved to see these roles played by someone that has more of a, he has more of a sense to him. There's more kindness to him. He's hilarious. He just always had that you don't see anymore, and it's just one of the hardest ones I was one of the hardest ones to do.